Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Beverly. It was a pleasure taking the history of the English language with all of you. I'll be discussing the evolution of the Boston English language, more so Jamaican, Latin, and the Haitian influences, and what these languages have done to the Boston English language, and how people utilize these languages and combine the two or four together. Um, so I know that the Boston accent has traditionally been seen as a white working class dialect, but it has evolved due to the influence of the Jamaican, Latin American, and Haitian communities. I know that the Boston English language is no longer a single uniform dialect, but it's also considered a diverse and evolving way of speaking shaped by immigration and the cultural interaction, according to Boston.com. So, what is the Boston language, right? We have non rhotic accent. Example, some people would say, or we hear this slogan called "Go Park the Car" in the Harvard Yard. So, Boston, primarily the English language, is known for the non rhotic pronunciation, meaning like the speakers often drop from the letter R. For example, what I just said was the car, we would say ka, or go park the car in the Harvard Yard. So you might hear Harvard. Some other people might say Harvard. So it's just very interesting to see how a lot of old school people speak in the regular English language in Boston and how the new school people like myself pronounce our R's. It's super interesting. I love it. We more so kind of make fun of it, but I mean, a true Bostonian knows that we simply just drop the I's, right? Love it. Based on the historical background, I would say that the Boston dialect developed largely through immigration, especially from the Irish and Italian communities in the 19th and early 20th centuries. And I'd also say that these groups shaped the accent and the speech patterns that became associated with the city. So whenever you do hear like "park the car" in the Harvard Yard or "I want a coffee," um, I would say that this would have originated from these Italian and Irish people coming to Boston. So mixing these two cultures together is what formulated this Boston accent. Here we're going to be discussing linguistic features. Again, we have coffee. We would say, obviously, coffee. But in the Boston language, we would say coffee. Coffee. Like coffee, coffee. Park, pack. Car, car. Yard, yard. Harvard, Harvard. Notice how I didn't pronounce the R in Harvard, but I kind of emphasized the ED or the H in the Harvard. So other features obviously are the vowel changes. So we have that example here with the coffee and the Harvard and the yard. So like a sentence would be, I parked my car in the parking spot over there or over there. Some people would also drop the E if they needed to. In recent years, Boston has become more linguistically diverse. Jamaican communities have contributed to this shift, bringing elements of Jamaican patois, including rhythm, vocabulary, and pronunciations. Wagwan, as you can see here, means what's going on, and mide yeah or mide ja means I'm here. Some people will say yaman or jaman means yeah man in English. Something else we do have to pay close attention to is the code switching when utilizing the English language. A lot of Jamaicans oftentimes will say, "Me soon come." I am coming soon. That's exactly what that means when speaking English and mixing the languages together. Latin American communities have also influenced the Boston language. Spanish speakers often bring bilingual communication styles, which can lead to code switching as well as blending of the English and Spanish language in everyday speech. Because we've had so many different Spanish speakers migrate from different Spanish countries, Boston has become more of a melting pot, so it's extremely important for people to understand also the different dialects of which these languages are being utilized. The food and the culture and the different kinds of Spanish are as equally as important to just everything else in our everyday English language usage. Yeah. Spanglish is common for mixing English and Spanish together, as well as borrowing vocabulary and using bilingual communication styles. For example, I'm going, la tienda. Another example is the party was mad lit, de verdad. De verdad means very or really. If I'm going to the store, I am going la tienda. De verdad, really. In English, mad lit or really, really exciting. So pay close attention to all of these things as well when speaking the English language and utilizing all of these other languages and mixing them together. Haitian Creole and the French background also bring a strong community and presence in Boston. Haitian communities contribute Haitian Creole and the language with French roots, creating a multilingual environment where people often speak Creole, French, and English. In Haitian Creole, you might hear "sac passe," meaning what's happening or how you're doing, or "map vini," I'm coming. These patterns can also influence rhythm pronunciation when speaking English. You might also hear, "yo, it's mad hot today, no cap, de verdad." That's also combining linguistic blending or combining the Boston slang, African American English, and Spanish. Mad meaning very. That's also a key Boston feature that we utilize. Some more with code switching. A speaker might casually say, "Wagwan, you good?" But in formal settings, "hello, how are you?" This shift basically reflects the identity and the audience awareness. Why this matters. So language reflects identity, obviously, and it also shows cultural change in the cities, and it challenges stereotypes, right? So these are examples that show that Boston no longer just has one way of speaking. Language reflects cultural diversity and challenges the stereotype of a single Boston language. You can be from Boston, but that does not necessarily mean that you are Irish, Italian, or from England, or from wherever have you. You could be a descent of Haiti, a descent from Dominican Republic, or someone from Jamaica. So it really depends on how you're utilizing the language and how you are paying attention to someone's body language and how culturally diverse you are as a person. So all of these things matter, and cultural dynamics are extremely important when speaking the English language. So Boston English is evolving. In conclusion, the Boston English is a dynamic and evolving dialect shaped by Jamaican, Latin American, and Haitian influences. It reflects the diversity of the city and shows how the language changes over time through what? Through cultural interaction, through diversity, through the shift, through people coming here and making it better. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed.